everybody, welcome back to my channel. Donna here. Thanks for stopping by today and to see what I'm going to be doing. And what I'm doing today is working on my lantern. The lantern that sits in a tray is on my dining room table. We're going to be doing the decorations around the lantern and creating a funky bow with a swag and kind of decorating it up a bit for fall. Unlike some of my other decorations that you may have seen, this is very traditional, using the traditional colors. And I'm going to, I'm working my kitchen, so I may have to do this in a couple of shots because I'm at my dining room table right now, and when it gets time to use my glue gun, I do not want to use it over here by my dining room table because I don't have my protective pads on the table right now. So I will move over to my kitchen counter, which you can actually see right here behind me, and we'll do the gluing over there at the end. But for now, I'm going to move the camera down. I wanted to tell you I was very excited to see my stats for last month, and I picked up 176 new subscribers. I'm so excited about that, and I'm really enjoying getting out here and doing the YouTube channels and getting together and getting to know everybody. I'm so happy to see the comments. I really love to read your comments. I read every one of them. And usually I just respond with a heart because I'm on an iPhone or an iPad. It's kind of hard to type in the responses. If I'm on my desktop computer, then I can type in responses a whole lot easier. So right now, I'm doing this at the dining room table, as I mentioned before, because it's so hot out in my little wreath room I have downstairs, I call it. And I think I'll take you for a tour one of these days and you'll see what I'm talking about. But right now I'm going to move the camera down and get you pointed at the lantern and see if we can't make it look pretty for fall. Okay, here I am back. And this is the lantern that I use all the time on my table. And I have on the tray here, I have some pit berries. They are pit berries with 3 different color berries, blue and red and white. And very honestly, I use the same pit berries all the time because it's only used as a base, and so it doesn't really need to be changed out. You add some things to it to make it look a little bit more seasonal. So I'll use these until they wear out. And inside the lantern, I have a candle that is on a timer. And I also have a little pit berry around the candle here, you can see. And I'm just going to pull a few pieces up around the candle. And then I'm going to add some leaves and maybe a couple of flowers inside. And this kind of construction, as far as the lantern goes, and the tray, and so on, is very much inspired by Arlene, who's running this challenge along with Kim. She's, for a long time, done her lanterns using a tray. And very honestly, I used to make a lot of centerpieces, but never utilized lanterns as much as I do now. And you kind of got a faraway view here right now. You'll probably get a little bit better. I'll give you a close-up when we get. Berries stuck in the door. There we go. Now that lantern is on a timer, so it will go off after 6 hours. Actually, I'm going to have to take it out and re-time it when we're finished here. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to as Arlene does, anchor my corners. So I'm going to put something in each corner, and I'm using these little pumpkins that come from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to see if I can put that in there and put some pip berries around it. And because it sits in the middle of the table, you really have to make it look really decent from all sides. So we'll get one over here. And one in the back. And that pip berry's kind of in the way. There we go. Well, let me just move this a minute so I can get to it. Kind of awkward when you're, there we go. Now we'll do some fill-in. These are mums. Mums are pretty. Only problem with mums is they don't last too long. Let's see what else I have here. And one thing to do is to make sure your lantern is straight. And excuse me, I've got to reach over here to get some more stuff. Sorry. Sunflowers. But you know, sunflowers, there's like two different kinds of sunflowers. The sunflower that's bright yellow, and those you tend to see in the summertime. And then you have the ones that are this shade. They also have some burlap ones that are nice, that lend itself more to fall, because they're, and sunflowers you will see in the fall. That's when a lot of them mature. Let's see, what else have I got? Well, I've got some leaves here, but bringing up everything from downstairs, I forgot to bring up my wire cutters, so I'll see if I can cut this, what I need. I've got some over here first I'll use. This, I had a floral arrangement that I took apart. So that's why these were stuck in this styrofoam. Don't use your scissors to cut. Oh, that pumpkin must have fallen out. Don't use your scissors to cut your wire. It's not very good for the scissors. But these aren't the best scissors in the world anyway, so. I want another sunflower over here in the back. There we go. I actually have two lanterns that I'm going to do. The other one goes on, this is my dining room table here, and it really very rarely gets used at Thanksgiving and Christmas. electric will be used probably, but for the most part, it's not. And it's really just in building a few layers of fall flowers and leaves. And that looks pretty full to me. Berries. These little berries go everywhere. It's looking nice. I love it. What I'm going to do now is work on a bow topper for the lantern. And I brought this yardstick so I could measure the ribbons. And so what I'm going to do is get these ribbons cut, and then I'll be back and we'll work on the bow. I'm going to use this pretty one. This came from Costco. And it's pretty different colors of fall. I'm going to use this one with the pretty leaves in it. And what I like about these two is that this ribbon really matches the colors that are inside that leaf here. See? And then I have a plain orange and a plain green, and you can't see it right now, but there's a table runner on here, and the table runner has a lot of green in it, so I wanted to bring some of the green in. So I'm going to use 4 ribbons, 3 of each, so that's going to make 12 loops. And that'll make a big bow. I'm going to probably just have maybe 6-inch tails. I'm not sure. The other thing I'm going to use is this is a swag that I put together last year. It's very pretty. It has the pine cones and the, I guess you call them pea pods or whatever they have in there. And we're going to utilize this again with the funky bow, and then we'll decorate up the bow. So give me a second to get these ribbons cut, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I've got the ribbons all cut. I'm just going to get over here a little bit, less of me and more of the ribbons. Okay, I have them set out. What I did is I cut them 26 inches long. I decided to make an 8-inch tail, a 5-inch loop, and so it makes it 26 inches. So I'm just going to start. Now this is going to be 1, 3, 6, 9, 12 loop a bow, which is an even number, which means I'm going to make them all go in the same direction the first time, then turn them all to the other direction, and then go back up to the first direction again. So let's start. I've just got this. I'm going to set them right in half. Bend them right in half. Find a place to measure 5 inches. I'm going to go from 15 to 10. And just kind of squeeze it together. I like to fluff out my loop at the same time. Then I'm going to take the back one and twist it around so that the front is showing on both pieces of ribbon. Okay? I'll go to the next one. Cut it right in half. I'm going to go from 15 to 10. Pinch it up. And I'm putting it next to the first one. Puff out. If it doesn't seem to be quite big enough, this is the time when you can pull it a little more. There you go. I'm going to go to the back and twist it around. Next one. I'm going to go in half. 15 to 10. Pinch it together. Put it next to the first one or last one. Puff out. Take this back piece and twist it around. And the last one. To 10. And Chelsea is down on the floor, not knowing quite what I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to start again. 5-inch, but I'm going to go this direction. Take the back one, twist it around so that everybody's facing forward. Go. Back one, twist it around. Fifteen to 10. Back one. Twist it around. If it were an odd number of loops, I would alternate every time I was making a new loop. But with the even numbers, if you do that, they end up in the same side all the time. Okay, one more time through. Now I'm going back to the top again. And you know, if you made one on the wrong side and you got two at the top and one at the bottom, it really isn't going to make any difference, because when you get these all put together, you puff them around, maneuver them around, and get them in the position that you want them in. I'm not liking the working in here, truthfully, for the simple reason I'm now getting glitter all over my dining room table. Oh well, it'll wash off. Gets to be quite a handful. Fortunately, these ribbons aren't too heavy. And if the tails aren't exactly the same, that doesn't really make a difference either, because more than likely I'm going to trim them. One more. Okay. There you go. There's a handful of ribbon. Let me get this last one twisted around. Okay, I'm going to use a white pipe cleaner. I don't think it's going to make any difference with this particular one because I don't think it's going to show. I get the pipe cleaner like in the middle, and I'm going to put it right under my thumb where I'm holding this, okay? Then I'm going to bring it around and put them in between my fingers because that's where I'm holding it in the back. Now for me, the easiest way to do it is pull with this pipe cleaner and twist the bow. And there you have it. And now begins the fluffing. And I'll fluff a little bit now, and then fluff a lot more when we get it up on the lantern. But right now, let's just see if we can get all the loops up and the tails down. And then we'll maneuver them around. So you should have 1, 2, 3. Got 3. I should have 1. Let's move this one over. 2, 3 with the green. I've got 1, 2, 3 of the orange, and I've got 1, 2, 3 of the leafy one. So I've got all 12. So what I'm going to do now, before we do a whole lot of more puffing out, is get this on the swag, because it'll mess it up trying to put it on there. And I'm just going to put it right in the middle. And this was just 2 picks that I put end to end and then put them together with some zip ties. But like I said, I did that one last year. Oh, wait a minute, we forgot one thing. We need some way to tie it on the lantern. We need another piece of ribbon. So, let's get this in the middle. And we'll put that here. And now we'll put this here. And I'll be able to cut this off. All right, I'm going to get this out of my way. And it will probably go sliding onto the floor, so if you hear a bang, that's what it is. And I'll bring this forward. And let's see what we've got here. I have to turn it around so I can see the back. show you how the bow looks when I've got the pieces straightened out here. That was about, I would say, maybe 36-inch piece of ribbon. Let's give us a little dovetail. Whoops, we have company. And whoops, let's see if I can do this without knocking it all over. You can see the bow. Now, well, I tell you, I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot more fluffing. I think that is really almost just perfect. So now I'm going to take you over to the glue gun, and we're going to put a few things inside the bow and just decorate it up a little bit. Here I am back, and I got to be very honest with you, I don't really want to put a whole lot in that bow. That bow is so pretty on its own, but I'm going to just put a few little decorations in, and I'll glue them. And I'm just gluing to the bow, not to the lantern, so that it'll all come off with the bow. This glue is so, so hot. Glue strings are free. Do I want to put, no, I don't like them up there. It's too much, too much. I think I'll do one more little pumpkin. And folks, I think that's all I'm going to put on there, because I think that bow is so pretty on its own. I don't want it to get overwhelmed by little pieces. Now, one thing I do have for the first time is one of these fairy lights with a remote control. Now I'm going to try to put that around the bottom and see if I can do that without totally disrupting the whole thing, which I probably can. They certainly have these wrapped up well. Okay, I'm gonna snuggle this down right over here on the side. And I will put a flower around it or something like that. Put a leaf over it in a minute. Well, you don't need to watch me struggle with this. Tell you what, I'll bring it over to the table, put it where it's supposed to be, and put the lights on. I'll be right back. Okay, here's the finished product in the middle of the table. I'm going to turn this light off behind me. Let me back up a bit and see if we can get the whole effect. And I have this on, I guess it's going through all of them at the moment. But that's kind of pretty. I think I'll leave it that way for now. And you see I've got them up in the bow, as well as down on the bottom. So there you go. The lantern topper, the lantern bow. Thanks for stopping by. I got another lantern to do for the other room. We'll do that one together maybe tomorrow or the day after. I will talk with you later. Thanks so much for stopping by, and thank you all for being my subscribers. And if you're not one, please hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you get notified every time I make a video. So for tonight, I'm going to say happy fall, y'all. Bye-bye.